Guys, check out this big building.
Welcome back, Pack. This is Adbeel from WolfSteel Buildings.
And your favorite salesman, David Gonzalez.
And we're here in Texarkana with this massive metal building that we built out here about a month ago, right?
It's about a month ago, yes sir.
And we're about to give you guys a tour, so stick with us because we're going to be talking about bolt-up buildings. We're going to be talking about fiberglass, flush insulated overhead doors. What else am I missing?
We're gonna knock it out right now. We're gonna talk about it right now.
Now, before we get started, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. We got a lot of cool projects that are now finishing that we're gonna be putting out on our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Show you guys a little bit more about metal buildings. So let's get this one started.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So guys, right here we have a 75 wide, 100 feet long with a 30-foot lean-to, a continuous roofline lean-to.
So it's a little over 10,000 square foot, huh?
Just slightly 10,500 square feet. And this building is it's a custom color when you order a bolt-up engineered building, which is desert sand. And I actually like this color a lot because it's real neutral, real, I like it a lot. It's pretty sick.
That's the signature statement of David.
Yes,
it's pretty sick.
Check out these awesome, huge overhead doors. One thing I like about these overhead doors is that these are the flash panel overhead doors, commercial grade overhead doors.
So we did one that was black.
Right.
Yeah. And
on a utility building.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even this is a commercial overhead door, we can still do them on a utility building. These are actually 14 by 16 overhead doors. Our standard normal size, the biggest size that we normally have is 14 by 14. But if you want something bigger, since this is gonna be a trucking business, they needed something bigger to have that clearance. So it took us a little bit to get the price, but we were able to get it for you guys.
And then these, since they're insulated, if you're gonna get flush panel like this, I recommend them insulated.
Yeah.
Because if you get them non-insulated, you can see some oil canning, which is pretty common in metal. Like it's just by nature,
natural,
that's just metal. It's kind of like concrete by nature is this color. That's the same thing. So, but here, since these are insulated, you don't see a lot of the oil canning in it, and they look spectacular.
They look really good. I like them.
David, talk to me about your client. Like, how did this come about? How did you help them?
Yeah, so the client actually called and said that he was looking for a metal building. He talked about how he wanted a truck yard, and my background is trucking. So naturally I knew what he wanted, what he needed, and I told him, okay, do you want this, do you want that? Do you want to be able to drive through the building? And he gave me yes, no, maybe. And I said, you know what, if this is going to be a mechanic shop, you don't want to be backing up and have a risk factor. You want to just drive through the building. So we were able to get him 6 14 by 16 overhead doors so he can drive through the building. And
they're straight, right? So once we get in, you will see that.
Yeah. Actually, another fun factor about these big 48 by 84 steel walk-in doors. These are massive. As you can see, I'm a pretty big guy, and I'm able to walk through this building, into the building pretty good. Check this out, guys.
And they are insulated as well.
Yeah, they are insulated walk-in doors. But check out this sick, massive building. Look how bright it is in here. What's helping the brightness is something that we don't normally offer, but we can do it for you guys, which is the skylights. You want a more natural light. That way he didn't have to, turn on the windows all the time. They can have the doors closed. So we added skylights. One thing to take into consideration that over time, with the heat, with the cold, they can become dull, they can start cracking, and things happen, you know, it's just natural nature. So just take that into consideration. We can do it, but it's something to keep in mind.
We are pretty transparent about it though. If you do want it on the roof, you know, you got the potential for leaking after a couple years. And it's because, again, like David is saying, the skylights tend to contract and expand with the weather changes, and especially the Texas heat that we have.
Actually, right now it's pretty cool. So I'm wearing a little hoodie, you know, a WolfSteel hoodie. Sales. That's right. But
so just be aware of that. Yeah. There's maintenance to it.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because, like, you don't have to, like right now, you don't have to have the lights on, so you're saving on electricity.
Electricity for sure. Yeah.
Which we're going to show you guys a little bit more on the electrical.
Yeah. These are actually very popular right now in inside metal buildings for some reason. Is these custom
like
small UFO lights. They're small, but man, do they bright up.
I wonder where the light switch is. We can turn them on a little bit as we walk through this. When we get over there, we'll turn them on.
Also, if you check this out, when you're getting a bolt-up building, it comes with these cable bracings. This is for structural integrity, for wind loads and stuff like that. It's all the way down, all the way to the other side. It's something that's standard in bolt-up buildings. But since we're already here, I want to talk about this fiberglass. Solid, dense, gets the job done. It looks good in here.
Oh yeah, I like the white backing. It just makes the building even more brighter. You can see right now, it just feels really, really bright. And then this is a 3-inch fiberglass, right?
Correct, yeah. This is a 3-inch fiberglass. We are getting into what's called the double layered fiberglass insulation.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit more custom. We actually have a video coming on that very soon. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. You don't want to miss that video.
Yeah, and then those double layer, by the way, those double layer insulation gives you a lot more R value.
Oh yeah.
So there's love and hate for spray foam. So spray foam, I love its effectiveness.
Oh yeah.
You know, how effective it insulates a building.
How well it seals the building, the extra reinforcement that it actually adds to the panels.
Exactly.
But like you said, there's love and hate to it. Some people like this fiberglass insulation because it's not. Actually, you know what? One thing to take into consideration that whenever you are insulating your building, if for whatever reason you have to change panels, fiberglass is a lot easier to work with.
Yep.
Because if you spray foam a building, you have to cut the spray foam, re-put the panel, and then spray foam that panel all over again.
All over again.
Yeah. And with this one, you just take the panel off, put the panel back on, you're fine.
That is one of the pros, one of the things that I like about the fiberglass.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier to do maintenance in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a bolt-up kit. So
correct.
What I love about a bolt-up building is definitely the fact that these are all pre-engineered. These are fabricated in a shop.
Correct.
So there's a controlled environment. There's a little bit more technology involved when it comes down to accuracy. Yeah. There's less room for error and risk. That is right. Constructing a pre-engineered, commonly called as a PMB metal building. Yeah. Talk to me about you can see all the bolts already. Basically, it's just put the kit together.
It's a puzzle piece.
Obviously, there's a lot of craftsmanship that comes into place when it comes down to putting the metal, putting all the trims and everything, and really learning how to erect this building.
Yeah.
But overall, to me, I like it a little bit more than weld-ups in a way.
I like it a lot better, honestly.
That's just my opinion.
The reason why I like it better is just because it's the construction process is a lot faster. Mm-hmm. That's one thing to take into consideration. The order process can take a while, you know, because there's a lot of back and forth between the client, the GC, the engineers. You're back and forth, making sure that all the details are there to make sure that you get what you want.
Correct.
The back and forth, the manufacturing, the final review, the final approval, the stamp, that can take about 10 weeks to 20 weeks by the time everything's completed. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of back and forth. It's the manufacturing, it's the delivery. Best case scenario, 10 weeks, worst case scenario, 20 weeks. It just depends on the process and how busy everybody is.
Yes.
That's what they can take into consideration because like come summertime, it's construction peak season, everybody's busy, just going for it.
Which is what David just said. When is the best time to buy a building?
Right now.
I think it's right now. Actually, I think
it really is because if you're planning for something 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, if you need permits, if you need engineer plans, foundation plans, that can take a while.
Yeah.
You know, we've came across situations where the client purchased the building and it took 8 months for it to be completed.
That's correct. How long was this process with this?
This one, honestly, we got very lucky because he purchased during the winter, so it's a little bit slower time, so the process was a little bit faster. So overall, this one was purchased back in, I believe, early to mid-September, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And we're already in March.
We're in March, and it just got completed about 3 weeks ago. The overhead doors were
on.
improved. Yeah.
It's in the winter.
Yeah.
One thing I really want to mention, in the winter, even if you don't, buy with WolfSteel, but you buy it anywhere, I recommend to buy a building in January, February. Yeah. Why? Because it's when everybody's slow. A lot of contractors are slow. A lot of people are slow.
People are looking for work.
You get better deals. Also, you get better deals. Also, you get better quality because there's no pressure.
Yeah, there's no rush.
There's no rush.
Guys, come check this out real quick. As I mentioned before, these are insulated overhead doors. These are steel insulated overhead doors. These are heavy duty, right? Something custom about this building that we did, due to the height of the building, the two overhead doors on the side are normal tracks. They go into the building normally. These, however, in the middle, because of the height, we didn't want it to be, dangling too much because these are heavy doors. As you can see over there, the tracks go straight up and into the building. That's just to give it to structural integrity that you're looking for.
Yeah, go ahead and open it.
These are also recommended, if you're gonna put something on the side, we highly recommend you use the high tracks. Why? Because either they'll go straight up or they'll follow the roof pitch of the building, and there's no obstruction whenever you're driving through your building. But
especially, if you got doors on the side,
we recommend it.
Yeah, we recommend it.
We suggest it. We probably will sell it.
We do we also have a rule, right? So if the door is 4 foot shorter,
correct,
than the eave height,
correct.
So then the eave height, if the door is 4 foot shorter or more shorter, we're gonna require to add those.
Honestly, we just won't sell it without it. The
we
reason why is because we're looking out for the structural integrity and the safety of you.
Yeah.
By the time you're done with it, you're not gonna remember the price. You're just gonna remember that you have something that you're comfortable in. But one thing to take into consideration too, with some models of the motors of the overhead doors, they actually come with a battery pack, right? So if you're running electricity inside your building, you can actually open your overhead doors about between 10 to 15 times, but you still have this chain in case the battery runs out and you still don't have your electricity. You can roll them up, in and out. Yeah. Our client is also doing their office spaces over here. You guys can actually see where the 75 feet stops and the 30-foot continuous lean-to starts. They're gonna be doing office spaces, restrooms. Ultimately, it's gonna come out pretty sick. You can still see the cable bracing as well up there.
We did put windows on that side, right?
We did, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about those windows.
What size windows were they?
They are 30 by 53 double pane insulated windows.
You should be seeing some drone footage of those windows. They're really nice custom windows. When it comes down to red iron buildings, we definitely cater a little bit more. We have a little bit more control to provide more customizations.
You can kind of get an idea of how big these windows are if I stand next to them. They're pretty big windows, man. I like them a lot. And they're high quality windows too. Typically what you see in residential homes, commercial buildings. These are solid.
Double pane.
Yes, sir.
So here, he's gonna be running, you can see back there, actually you can see back there, there's bat insulation. He's gonna be filling on the top and on the walls to create an enclosed space and insulate the inside of this.
Notice how they frame the I-beam. A lot of people like to do internal framing. They like to turn these into barndos or office spaces. In this scenario, it's an office space actually framed around the I-beam. This gives you an idea of what you can do inside your metal building.
These are tapered.
Yeah.
So typically tapered columns, which what tapered means, it basically has an angle. Tapered tapered columns are typically a little bit more on the cost-effective side compared to the flush columns. We do ask, you know, which one do you prefer? So you can see here, a tapered column basically comes at an angle. Yeah. And flush would have been just a flush.
Correct. If you're doing a home, we can understand that internal space can be a factor. So we would do straight column, straight I-beams. That way it doesn't lose any internal spacing. So it's things that we take into consideration when you tell us what you're looking for. You can see their insulation right there. So it'll be basically double insulated by the time they're done with it. We got some cool projects coming up. We got some pretty cool projects coming up in the near future. They're actually in construction right now. And a lot of custom features. Custom windows, custom doors, custom insulation. It's pretty exciting to see what's gonna come up.
2024, that's right, this is the year, right? I'm already forgetting. 2024 is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of cool projects that are coming up. We're actually close to doing another project like this for our client.
Another bolt up, yes.
Another bolt up for our client. So stay tuned, guys. If you guys have any more questions on a bolt up building, on anything about this project, leave them in the comments. We're readily available to help you guys and answer any questions. Yeah. Also, if you're looking for a metal building,
make sure you call me, make sure you ask for me, make sure you ask for David or the Dream Team. Anybody on my team can take care of you. If you guys are looking for a residential project, a commercial project, even a utility building in your backyard, we'll be more than happy to help you guys out.
Perfect. Well, guys, I hope to see you guys in the next video.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.